Alright guys, Tactical here back again today. Hope you're all enjoying your Sunday so far. Today I want to talk about a number of things. First of all, this from Douglas Sensor Martin, talking about how the CDL has decided on what's going to happen for the upcoming season. We've been waiting a long time here to have some news at all. He says in this clip that I'll share on screen for you guys in just a second that they've decided what's going on. The pros have been informed and it should be an announcement coming very shortly from the CDL. Maybe today, maybe later today after this video goes live, who knows. And then of course I'll talk about it as soon as possible. Maybe later this week. Let me share the clip.
Oh, good retail, good retail.
My mom hooked me up, McSkid. Angel, they're gonna announce it soon. They just told us today. I'm not allowed to say.
One in hill, one's pushing out broken. Good job, one in hill. Spawn close.
So yeah, I'm sure a lot of you guys are waiting to decide exactly what happens right now because so many of the esports competitions that we were expecting to see over the next coming weeks due to the whole situation have been cancelled, but pretty much everything else is back up and running as normal and as expected. Call of Duty, not yet, so hopefully we'll get something over the coming days. Looks like they've at least made some decisions, so hopefully we can get some actual professional Call of Duty play between the top teams, at least in an online environment, very soon indeed. Let's go into the rest of the topics. Like if you guys enjoy, subscribe if you're new as always, I would greatly appreciate it. And first of all, let's hop into this real quick from Pristini. The toughest 2 months of my life to this point, not too long ago. Now I'm falling back into happiness and I will never take it for granted again. Never experienced such sadness for so long before and I'm so glad I'm getting through it. I feel like a new person. Cool to see from Pristini. Clearly he's ready to get back on the main stage because, you know, unlucky you can't play on the main stage given the current environment. So we talked about how the Florida team maybe don't want him back on the starting lineup for some reason. So, you know, we talked about that in the last few days. But cool to see Pristini's feeling better. Who knows where he'll go next? Lando talking about how he reckons that Pristini doesn't even want to be on the Florida team anymore. So kind of an interesting situation. Going to be pretty difficult to do some transfers though, given the current situation. I'm sure Pristini, in an ideal world, if they do offer him a spot back on the Florida starting lineup, I imagine he would take it. But who really knows? Plenty of tournaments gone on so far this weekend as well. So we had this one from the Toronto Ultra, which I believe is continuing today. 8 teams remain in this tournament right now. It's only, I think it's Canada only. So the level of competition isn't quite what you would see if it was including the whole of the US, but there is a 1K, which is the main topic of today's video that I wanted to talk about. So there's 8 teams remaining in this. Feel free to tune into this one later today, youtube.com/Toronto Ultra if you're looking for some Call of Duty to watch. Also, we have the 1Ks that went on this weekend, so this is the one down in the Australian region. Renegades end up winning it, Fighter Setsi, Pred, Swifty, and Crimsa. No one's really surprised at this point. They walk away with the $500 and 1,000 challenger points, but who knows what will happen with the online scene going forwards. You know, there's an ANZ APAC region 1K. Is there going to be an ANZ APAC region overall challengers online ecosystem like we had back in the Black Ops 3 days? I'm kind of, I'm not expecting that, but it would be great if that was the case. Also, Dave's team, I believe this is still Team War maybe. They ended up walking away with the championship in the 1K. In the European region, so I think they beat the London Royal Ravens Academy in the grand finals over there. Probably shared this clip to finish off the video because it's kind of a nice one from Dave. And then we have the American 1K, which is the main topic I wanted to spend the next few minutes on. I Hold Shift and Joey Nubsy ended up casting it. Parasite, Zaptius, Paul X, Spoof, and Frosty ended up winning it as far as I'm aware, even though it isn't up on Gamepedia yet, so I can't get all the results nicely formulated for you guys, but I'm pretty sure that is what ended up happening. So this is the clip I mainly wanted to talk about here, and it's about Quebec. This is a topic we'd never really discussed before. I think it affected Rambo Ray, who I'm pretty sure was from Quebec way back in the day in like 2013, 2012, not being able to play some of the Frag Cups all the way back in the day. Due to the Quebec esports, you know, like the laws over there are very strange indeed. Now, I heard people talking about this a couple of years ago. To my knowledge, I thought it was resolved, and I'll have a look through a few things I found on Google here, which seem to me that this issue has been resolved, but it hasn't been copied over into the rule set of MLG and some of the other tournament organizers, so it's still causing issues for a lot of players. So just to set this clip up, this is in the Toronto Ultra tournament. The team that you're seeing right here, pretty big prize pool for this tournament, like $13,500 or something like that. They ended up playing against another team, and the perspective you're seeing this from is the team that was just about to play the other team. The team that they were about to face just got forfeited because one of their players was playing out of Quebec. So that's effectively the situation. I'll just share the clip.
Yo guys, listen. For everyone in the stream, I just wanted to say we just got advanced. So unfortunately, one of them was playing out of Quebec or America. So we get a $100 guarantee that we're playing in top 8 on Sunday, baby. Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go, boy.
Whoa!
Let's go, boys.
100% we got through.
Yeah.
We did.
$100 guaranteed each, babies, bro. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Let's go.
Yo, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for the sleep.
Let's go, boys. Guys, for everyone wondering, like, if you're gonna play a Canadian All tournament, like, you know, play fair, play within the guidelines. This won't happen, right? Okay.
Facts.
It is what it is, bro. GG's. Money talks. That's a free 100 each. You know what I'm saying? Let's go.
300s, baby. Let's go.
Let's go. You can't complain about that, boys. Let's
boys,
fucking go, baby!
I'll be back in 5 minutes. I love you guys. Listen. Yo, straight up, guys. Fuck Johnny. That's karma. That is literally karma.
Yo, this.
So it's kind of an entertaining one, but really disappointing for the guys out of Quebec, because to my knowledge, as I said, I thought this was resolved a while ago, but it doesn't seem to have been copied over to everywhere. And if you guys know more about it than I do, feel free to leave comments in the comments section below. So this was a post I saw on when I just Googled it, and I think I'll leave this link down below as well. I think I've seen this guy post as well on the Reddit a couple of times. Been fighting for more than 4 years against the exclusion of Quebec residents from international esports events, and now we've finally succeeded to prove that esports aren't a publicity contest. There's no legal reason to exclude us. I'm realizing that some companies like MLG just don't want to cooperate. Therefore, I decided to create a special page on a personal website specifically for that topic. So effectively, I think they were, so this is, the explanation is here. To clarify the judicial status of esports competitions, examined the issue and stated in an official later dated November 15th, 2016 that esports were not considered publicity contests as defined by legislation. So there was some weird rules over in Quebec. I don't really get, you know, this publicity contest thing. I don't really know whether exactly it was this or whether it was like the gambling thing, or I think people were a little bit confused exactly what was going on here. But this official letter came out, which is right here. This is the English version of it. And as you say right here, effectively they decided like, okay, we've kind of figured out now, this isn't what we thought it was, like, go ahead and you know, figure out who's the best. I think they say right here, it's actually to determine who's the most skillful and to award the prize to the most talented participants, not any sort of random gambling stuff. So I think Quebec ended up figuring that out. The issue is that, as we see in this latter half of the page I was just talking about, as a reminder, the ambiguity surrounding the legal status of esports competitions previously caused the exclusion of Quebec residents in some international competitions. By putting an end to this ambiguity, though the notice from the RIC is a key argument in convincing the organisations of such competitions to welcome Quebec players. So per this article, this is no problem anymore. The government and the legislation over there have kind of figured it out and realised, like, there was actually no issue with this. Why was it even banned in the first place? Go ahead and play online tournaments to find who's the most skillful and they can win the money. Like, not really any of our business. However, so a lot of tournament organisations are now allowing Quebec. I think the Overwatch League is at least on the fence, or it's, you know, don't have a specific line, but a few of these lines like Blizzard, BlizzCon, TESPA, whatever exactly that is, EA, all allowing Quebec players to compete. However, for some reason, MLG game battles, UMG online tournaments, and I imagine this Toronto Ultra event, for some reason don't yet allow the Quebec players to play. Whether Toronto Ultra was just copying word for word the MLG rule set and that's what happens, the fact of the matter is, rules are rules, I suppose, which is really unfortunate. But at the end of the day, there's no reason why these players shouldn't be able to play, but it's just an issue that is still ongoing, that players from Quebec can't play in these tournaments. So yes, unfortunately, rules are rules, and they got forfeited from the Toronto Ultra situation. Hopefully this would change going forward. I don't really understand it. Of course, this article is probably written from a biased perspective here, but like, MLG don't want to cooperate. Like, why do they not want to cooperate if legally it's a-okay now? Maybe there's another reason that I'm not fully understanding here, which maybe would make it fair enough. But still, very interesting situation. And you know, this is some of the discussion here on the Reddit. Now, as I said, if people from Quebec not allowed to compete for the longest time, any form of online gaming that involves playing for money was considered gambling. I don't know if the law still exists, but a while back I thought the government got rid of it. So yeah, that's kind of what I was talking about here. It's all MLG's fault. They're multiple pros playing for money in other competitive games from Quebec. I thought people from Quebec could compete in online tournaments. Now, did they not change the law a couple of years ago? That's what I thought too, but I don't think so. So from my understanding, they have now changed the law. It's just really confusing to me why this is still an issue and these players can't play. But at the end of the day, that's a problem that they've had in Quebec for a number of years now. Be intrigued to hear your thoughts on this down in the comment section below. I don't really see an issue why this is still existing, but as I just talked about, I think Rambo Ray way back in the day had issues with this in like 2012, 2013. Apparently it's resolved in law, but it hasn't been resolved in MLG game battles and from Activision's full perspective. So I do find that slightly strange. If there are players from Quebec playing in the Overwatch League, why is this not the case for Call of Duty? But if the Toronto Ultra have just straight copied and pasted or come up with their own tournament advice, and that's the rules that you can't play from group if you are from Quebec, unlucky. But it's still a very strange situation given that it's a Canadian tournament. I'm pretty sure you can't compete in this Toronto Ultra thing if you're from the US, but if you're from Quebec within Canada, unlucky. So yeah, very, very strange, and there's a lot of money on the line here, so really disappointing to see. But you know, rules are rules, I suppose. There's not too much you can do about it at the end of the day, but I respect the attempt. So yeah, just to finish off here with a couple of clips I wanted to share with you guys. This from Drama. I think someone, Lewis, pointed this out to me. Kind of a nasty clip from him. We'll have to see whether he develops into anything and anything particularly happens with his teams going on this season. And then that Dave clip as well I wanted to finish off with. Like if you guys enjoyed, subscribe if you're new as always. I'd appreciate your comments down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.
Oh my god. Shoot straight, please.
Get ready, we're
Yeah,
about
sec,
to move.
he's back.
I'm going Water Street right now. I'm gonna finish this one.
Specialist achieved.
There are two on me, one hotel, one went kitchen.
Going in hill, going in side hill, side hill, side hill.
Ammo.
Reveal hill, bro. There's two in hill, two in hill.
There be arches on me.
Wow, you saw that. Kills. I got hill. Leave hill, leave hill.
You're gonna be top rogue. Top rogue's right now.
No, bro.
Yeah.
You hold at the same time if you can. I'll help Dave.
That's right.
I'll push out your vent.
Henry dead, eh?
It's gonna be a wee man.
Sorry, I'm one bullet.
Yeah, I'm hitting your connector for you.
It's so great, too dark. Next week, 4 left, too. One more.
Yeah. Wee man bullshit me grades. He's coming grades, wee man.
Nice, good kill.
Grades is one. Two grades.
Henry dead, B again. B dead again. I'm one bullet.
I'm gonna push out mid.
He's on the heady. One bullet, Nick.
He's gone mid.
Mid dead.
Dead on the heady. Give up C. Give up C.
Down heady.
Yeah, heady again. Got a
We can.
water dead.
I'm helping Dave. I'm gonna hit your vent, Dave. I'm gonna hit your
Don't
vent.
die, don't die.
Vent. One shot connector from you.
Yeah, dead.
Nice.
Can't see him.
Massive win, Dave. Good shit.
Yeah, toilets dead.
I'm one bullet. They're spawning back C.
I'm getting in toilets.
They're gonna have to play B here.
Got another one.
I'm going hole in toilets.
Dave, I'm gonna hit your connector.
I have your rails.
One hit.
They're gonna
Rails,
panic
rails,
you.
Henry, rails, Henry.
Back right. One shot.
He's up B. Rails. Rails weak, dead.
Nice, good shit.
Push out your metal.
They're on B, they're on B.
No, they're not.